Hello, hello, hello. It's that day. It's that time. How's everybody doing tonight? What have you been up to this past week? Just I'm gonna sit here, wait a few minutes, wait for people to stream in. Wait for YouTube and StreamYard to like come together and figure out that there's actually a live going on. So you think that I would be used to this part of it by now? I mean, it's been what I've been going live for 2 years, something like that. I think I'd be used to this part, but I'm never used to it because it's just you're just kind of talking into the void. You don't know if anybody's there or not. So we can wait and see. Well, it's working. It always takes forever for YouTube to send out the "Oh, Mocha's live" message. So that's basically what we're waiting for YouTube to tell people that I'm here. So I shall sit here and wait for people to show up. This part where I sit here quietly waiting for something to happen reminds me of this preacher who used to be on TV when I was a kid. And he would literally just sit in front of a camera, smoke cigars, and wait for either people to call in or make a donation or something. But he would literally just sit there smoking a cigar and not saying a word, just saying nothing. It was always so weird to me. I mean, there were times when like somebody would like call in like immediately, but then there'd be times where it'd be like 45 minutes and there's nothing. It's just them sitting there puffing on a cigar. One of the weirdest things I've ever actually seen on TV. Someone should teach a class as to what to do while you wait for people to show up at a live, because that would be really great. That's a class I'd take because I literally just I'm sitting here feeling like a complete and total idiot waiting for people to stream in. Kind of makes me want to pick up smoking a cigar. Ah, that's a joke. Do, do, do. Man, it feels so weird sitting here like this. Well, while I'm waiting for you, let me check on this text because I'm sure this is my bonus child messaging me for something. Hi, Kelly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you tonight? I gotta be right back. I have a bear outside. I need to see. Okay, Catherine, go check on the bear that's being unbearable. Sorry. Bad pun. Couldn't resist. Hi, Ivy. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How are you this evening, Ivy? What are you up to? What are you working on? What are you drinking? What's going on? That's to all of you, by the way. I'm good. Um, Enjoying a little bit of downtime since school's over. Well, It's not really downtime. It's less frantic time now that school's over. Catherine's forever battling a bear. She gets the most wildlife that I've seen in a very long time in the backyard. It kind of rivals the backyard I had when up here in West Virginia. We saw everything. Never saw a bear. Foxes, groundhogs, so many deer, possums, raccoons galore. Um, Trying to think what other animals. There had been mountain lion sightings in the air, but I never saw one personally. And we have bears here, but I've never seen one. So, Kelly, you're making a shawl, any particular pattern, or are you freestyling it? I mean, you're peachy. You're working on Diana dress, hopping like a rabbit, spreading love on the channels. Well, thank you. Bears, if they come with their natural tendency, then they're dangerous. If they become friendly, then that's dangerous for them. So yeah, I'm with you. No bears. Ivy, what's the Diana dress? I don't think I know that one. Oh, you're making the Steve shawl, Kelly? I've seen a lot of people working on that. It looks pretty. I might add it to my list of things to do, but it's so long, so long. Although I've got several cakes that would be perfect for it from what I've seen, but my list of things is just so long. Did I mention my list of things is long? Um, but yeah, I'm just kind of like enjoying not having a paper due or a class to attend or 5 chapters to read. That's nice. He's disappeared, so I'm staying inside. I didn't grab the bird feeder yet, so he'll end up with it. Uh, Hi, Sella. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let us know what you're working on, and if you're sipping on anything good. And any other news you want to share, feel free to share it. Catherine just came back to see what her bear visitor was doing, but he disappeared, so apparently he's not doing anything at the moment. Well, not in her yard anyway. I mean, it's by the Diana dress is by Crochet Realm and is very pretty. I'll have to look that up. So other than trying to reclaim some downtime from school being over, I'm still working on my Vestimber project with Naughty Crush Marquita, her Mal, um, and I have a couple other little projects I'm working on, a couple of commissions, and I'm still doing my grant research for my foundation. And I think I found a couple that I'm going to target right now, and then a couple more that have due dates that are closer to 2024. So that's what I've been working on. I'm saying I'm still working on a V stitch Afghan until I figure out what I want to work on. So is V stitch the stitch that you do when you're just needing to do something? So it's V stitch your version of my half double crochet or granny square? That's all I say. I'm working on a big granny square blanket on the last of an Ogo. Okay. Do they still sell that? I think they reformatted the Ogos into something else. I think they put the Ogos back into a cake form instead of the ring. Yeah, V stitch half double crochet. I gotcha. I think we all have our what I call comfort stitches, and I do granny squares or I'll do half double crochet, switching between front post and back post. It's just my stitches that when I'm like, I don't know what else to do, or I'm just trying to think, or I just want to crochet but don't have a particular project that I'm working on. I, I'll grab yarn that maybe I haven't used yet and do the stitches just to A, try out the yarn, and B, just to crochet. Sometimes it ends up turning into a yarn review, but most of the time I just got a million swatches of front and back post half double crochet floating around here, along with some granny squares that end up normally turning into like mug rugs or something. Hi, BJ. Welcome, welcome. Let us know what you're working on, what you're sipping on, what you got going on. Um, are any of you guys part of the group of random acts of crochet kindness? It's a group on Facebook. Because I'll just explain it. Um, if you are, then you already know. But if you don't, I'm telling you now. Basically, you just make like little crochet items, and you just like hide them all over your city with a little card that explains like what it's about, and a link to the site, a link to the group, and you ask the person that finds it to um, send a message to the group. There's a QR code on it. So all I have to do is like click that QR code with the cell phone, and it sends a message to the group. And then they can either keep the item or hide it again. It's up to them. Anyway, I'm making like little things for that group to hide around my city because it just sounded cute, and I've got, like I said, so much yarn. And I had to do something with it, and I figured that was a way to use up like a couple of skeins of my cotton or something. I'm using acrylic for some of them too. So, and ironically, I don't even have one sitting around here. Oh well, no. Oh, I've got to practice ones right now. I don't think I have a completed anything that I'm going to share because I've really been working on this Vestember project more than anything. Oh, here's one. It's incomplete. It's like it's got one eye after the other eye and out of mouth, but little things like this, and then like the paw prints. If you saw Bag of Day Crochet did that this tutorial for these, so I've got these, and yeah, so I'm gonna make up a bunch of those and hide them around my city and see if people find them. So that's my other project, and then I'm making a memory game turtle for as a commissioned piece, and I got a couple other things I'm working on. Let's see, what are you guys saying? Oh, VJ, you're having yogurt and fruit. What kind of fruit? Catherine, you've seen that and wanted to do it. You should do it. Like I said, it's a good way to use up some yarn if you want to use up some yarn. And I just think it'd be kind of cool for somebody to trip over something little and cute that you've made. Just put a smile on their face, like maybe they're having a lousy day and they find that, and that just makes them happy. Hi, Blackberry. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Do you want to go by Blackberry? Do you have another name that you go by? Let us know. Are you a crocheter? Are you a crafter? Fill us in. Acela is saying, I guess I should start putting these up here. I ate a mandarin cutie and it did not raise the blood sugar. Woo! I can finally get off the cookies. Cookies bad. Good job. That makes me happy. Now Catherine has to go let her dog out, but she doesn't want to because she doesn't know where the bear is. Of course. VJ is eating peaches and pineapple. I love both. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. Okay, so a couple of questions. Did anybody catch TL Yarncraft's video introducing her her new line of yarn, Happy Place? I'm intrigued. Um, I'm also a little skittish because it's a cotton and wool blend, and I have wool sensitivities, so I might buy a ball or two just to see if it bothers me. And the price point's a little high, but that's a really a decent amount for a cotton wool blend. I think it's like 225 yards, I think. And just check it out. Calvin just had a watermelon but had to share it with the dog. The video's still up, Catherine. So go ahead and watch it. Peaches and pineapple. Ivy B likes peaches and pineapple with cottage cheese. I'm not a big fan of cottage cheese. It's a texture thing for me, but I can eat it with fruit. Normally, yeah, peaches. I guess is what I eat it with. The fruit I eat it with the most. Now that I think about it. Let's see. But it looks nice. I like the colors of her yarn. Um, I'm interested to see what the one color that isn't totally done looks like. Looks like it's going to be a gray. So I want to see that what that one looks like before I buy anything. I like gray yarn, and I have a ton of gray yarn. I actually had a full drawer of it, but I actually tossed a lot of it because it was kind of old and it was some yarn that I wasn't that crazy about because it was splitty, and a couple of them the balls were tangled and I didn't really feel like bringing a bunch of tangled messed up yarn to the new house, so I ended up tossing it. But I still have quite a bit. PJ says, I wanted to wash the yogurt container. I have more cottage cheese. Uh, let's see. Bod reviewed the yarn and said it was twisting as it came out of the ball. I think that yarn would be good for weaving. Which one was that? The last review I saw her do of yarn was the Eddie Power yarn, and she hated it. Oh my goodness. She's so nice in her ways of saying she doesn't like something. Although the outtake of her dealing with the tangles was cracking me up. That was very funny. What's the benefit of cotton and wool? Um, I'm not sure. I think she goes into it a little bit in her video. I don't remember, but I mean, if I had to like take a stab at it, um, the cotton makes the wool a little more uh usable for like things that you might not be able to use cotton or wool for otherwise, I guess, or without it. Like I don't know. Let me just. I don't know. I just think it just makes a stronger fiber, is what I'm guessing, because the cotton holds the wool together, and it might possibly keep it from um, felting more. I'm the wrong person to ask because I don't use a whole lot of wool because of wool sensitivities. The only wool I really use is superwash merino, and since it's superwash merino, it pretty much just works like an acrylic, only just much softer and prettier. So I'm the wrong one to ask about that. I really don't know. Oh, the Eddie Bauer yarn. I don't remember her saying it was twisting coming out of the skein, but that doesn't surprise me if it was that tangled. That's probably why. Catherine said, I forgot to watch Eddie Bauer yarn one. I used to wear solely Eddie Bauer. I may have to check out the yarn. Yeah, I watched it because I used to buy a lot of Eddie Bauer stuff myself. Um, so I was really curious about. Oh wow, they're definitely in the yarn. I need to check this out. But judging from her video, her review, and like I said, the outtake of her video, I don't know. And it wasn't. It's not cheap either. It's not like overly expensive, but it was a bit for what you got. I can't remember the exact specifics though. I just remember thinking that's a little high, but Ivy, you're making a floor length dress. That's impressive. There's Marquita. Hey, girl. And she said what I guessed. Cotton makes wool more durable, longer lasting. That's kind of what I figured, but I didn't know for sure. Like I said, I don't use a whole lot of wool. Everybody saying hello to everybody. Um, so I don't know. I may buy a ball or two of the Eddie Bauer just because it's Eddie Bauer, but I'll probably skip it. And again, I'm probably going to buy a couple of balls of Happy Place just because I just want to support Chody and her new yarn line because that's pretty major. Even if it is with Hobie, I'm not even if it is with Hobie. I mean, the fact that it's with Hobie is kind of significant too. It's not like there are no some small players in the yarn world. I know a lot of people are kind of turned off about it being Hobie because you know it's it's an international company, not an American company. I've read some of the comments. They're bizarre, basically saying like, "Oh, you should have went with an American company," but that it wasn't an American company that reached out there and wanted to make the deal. You know, and this, when it comes to making deals and getting a yarn line, you're going to go with the people that you trust that want to work with you. Sit around and wait for an American company like to like want to jump on board. I mean, take Crystal. I mean, she had a deal with an American company and it fell through because they didn't want to meet her price point. But I mean, considering the yarn company, that's not a shock. They overpriced their yarn anyway. And this company, I buy a lot of their yarn, but I think it's overpriced. Are we talking about Tony's yarn almost died when she said folks are baking babies in acrylic yarn? I know. That whole video was great, but that line was funny. But yeah, I am too. I thought it was awesome that she actually put out a line out. You know, good for her. One American company, all the yarn is being made in Turkey. I don't know. I think Lion Brand still makes some here. Um, but yeah, a lot of the yarn does come from Turkey though. A lot of yarn from everybody comes from Turkey. Turkey is where it's at. But they may get their yarn from Turkey, but they're still based here in like New Jersey, I think, which is what I guess people are going for as far as American companies are concerned. I'm pretty sure she was supposed to do a deal with Lion Brand. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I thought it was Lion Brand, and it fell through because of pricing. But it's neither here nor there. I mean, if you can work out a deal with somebody to get a yarn line launched, um, if the company was in Timbuktu, I'd consider it. Because that's a big deal. But yeah, so no Eddie Bauer. Yes, Happy Place. I don't know about any other, excuse me, yarn lines that have come out recently. I'm sure there are plenty. I'm sure somebody here could tell me. Somebody going to time out because I'm not in the mood. There we go. Yeah, Lion Brand, they wanted to charge way more than Crystal was comfortable with. That's what I thought. I remembered. Yes, Eddie Bauer has yarn now. Crystal did a review of it. She was not a fan. Um, I think she got like various different colors. I want to say like six and or six or eight, but and all but one, the red one, I believe, was a tangled mess when she was trying to center pull it. So she wasn't a fan, and she actually in her review, this is how much of a fan of not how much not a fan Crystal was. She actually shared an outtake of when she was filming the review of how tangled it was and her complaining about it. Crystal wasn't going to complain about anything. Crystal was definitely I'm going to find a silver lining, a ray of sunshine if it kills me kind of person. So for her to share that just tells you how frustrating working with that yarn must have been for her. But it was just funny. So I may buy it just because I'm contrary and I just like to like try stuff. But I definitely wouldn't like go out and buy all the different colors just to have that same result. I'm going to buy like the colors I like the most and see if they I have the same result. Can you imagine if you review yarn, have your own yarn produced, and had to sit and watch your lovers and haters review it? Yeah, Tony's in for an interesting ride, I'm sure, because you know that's going to happen because that yarn comes out September 1st, and I guarantee there's going to be reviews of it out by September 2nd. Well, probably not because it comes out September 1st, and it's hoping so you have to order it. So probably by September 6th, there'll be a review out or reviews out, and I'm sure they're going to be interesting. I'm going to buy some popcorn so that I can sit back and watch. And I'm probably going to review the reviews because that just seems like something fun to do. Yeah, it was stressing me out too. About Marquita, yeah, Eddie Bauer has yarn. I believe it's at Joann's. In case she wanted to like run out and look for some. Uh, Take a sip of coffee. Oh, my coffee's getting cold. That's one thing about this new space. It's cold down here. Um, I never have to worry about overheating. I could bust out my Malabrigo yarn and crochet with it right now and be perfectly comfy. Would you please explain how AI works with crochet? Well, AI just basically um, looks for trends on the internet. Um, it looks for patterns. So if it sees um, that something is being used a lot, is being talked about, then it will basically, like a giant web crawler, compile all the information about this particular thing, and it'll start just marketers can use it to just start marketing targeted things to you, or um, writing marketing materials aimed at the audience that would be interested in that. And crochet has become AI has picked up crochet. Um, that's why I was showing you the Barbie article last week. Yeah, AI has picked up that uh, crochet is a big thing, which is why when um, it was basically told to reimagine Barbies for how Barbies would look at each state, it put crochet on several of them. I'm going to guess that crochet is big in those particular states. I'm not totally sure, but yeah, AI has picked up that crochet is something that is talked about and is popular, and now it's like putting it in everything. I haven't tried to like do any crochet AI experiments. I may have to do that now that I have a little bit of free time just to see what comes up. But yeah, AI is writing crochet patterns. Um, you know, they're wonky. I did see a couple of them that were okay. Like it did. I forget whose channel it was that asked it to design a shawl, and it actually designed a working pattern for a shawl. It needed a little tweaking, but it was actually a pattern that you could follow. Not very good with amigurumi. It designed a couple of very, very strange looking toys. But yeah, AI is picking up on crochet. And so yeah, you're going to start probably seeing more things that are crochet related popping up in feeds and marketing and stuff like that. And that was a very rudimentary explanation. I'm not that up on it. I just know that um, part of what AI does is look for trends and what's popular and compiles all that. That's what one thing AI does anyway. So not a whole lot going on in the yarn communities. Nobody's really talking right now. Same old arguments. Um, I don't understand why we still argue about whether we should cut a cake or go with the flow. I just don't understand why it's an argument. If you want to cut it, cut it. If you just want to like let it flow and see where it goes, do that. Why is that an argument? It's just silly. Um, what was another argument that I saw in the yarn group this week? I'm trying to think of something else. Excuse me. The yarn community has been kind of the crochet community has been kind of quiet. Um, Still the same. People design things and take pictures of them wearing it, and people are like, "Why would you wear that? Where would you wear that? I would never wear that." Well, why would she wear it? Because she wants to. Where would she wear it? Anywhere she damn well wanted. And you wouldn't wear it? Okay, don't wear it. I just I don't understand how people just feel like what they do or wouldn't do has to be the law of the land. Okay, you don't have the body to wear a crocheted halter top. That's your opinion because when people say, "Oh, I'm getting bikini ready," I'm getting bikini body ready. I'm like, you know what a bikini body ready is? A person with a body wearing a bikini. The end. I don't just wear what you want to wear. No matter what you wear, no matter how you look at it, there's always going to be somebody that's like, I wouldn't wear that, or I don't see why she thinks she can wear that, or either they don't like that you're wearing it, or they don't like the color of it, they don't like the style of it, they don't like the shape of it. Who cares? Wear what you want to wear, and those of you that don't like it, don't wear it and shut up. This is not rocket science, but time after time after time. Somebody will put something in the product they made, and somebody's got to come along and go, "Well, I would have made it that way." Okay, fine, but you didn't make it, did you? Tell you what, you go ahead and make it the way you want to make it, and you can post it, and you can say it's how I want to make it, and then somebody else will come along and tell you, "Well, I wouldn't make it that way." Then you know how it feels. Just goofy. People are goofy. It should depend on the person using the cake. I agree. I mean, if you bought the cake, it's your cake to use as you want. If you want to just go and see how it goes, fine. If you want to color control, as in like take a color to a certain point, realize that you can't go any further. You can't complete another row with that color. Cut that and start with the next color. Do that. If you want to just cut the whole thing apart and rearrange the colors, do that. I don't understand why it's such an argument. I've never understood that. Quick leaders just try to sway opinion because nobody listens to us bottom of the ladder people. Now, see, quick leaders can kick rocks too. You know what? What click? We're a bunch of crocheters. We literally sit around with a hook, making knots with yarn. Weirdest click ever. I mean, it's a solitary activity, but we have a click? That makes zero sense. Who's the leader of the clique? I mean, how do you decide? Who has the prettiest crochet hook? Who's using the most expensive yarn? Who makes the best granny square? How do we decide who's the leader of the clique? Someone needs to tell me because I'm confused. You know, oh, okay, I know. Who can chain a hundred chains the fastest? That's the leader of the clique. Yep, that must be it. Ugh. Now, what it is you have these people that have decided that these are the rules of crochet, and that's it, the end, period. And a lot of these people believe that the only thing you should crochet ever are doilies, blankets, and a periodical shawl. And these are probably also the same people that are like, if you sell your items, it's you're a horrible person because crocheting is a craft and a gift from above, and it should be given freely. Yeah. Um, Here's the thing: if your creator, whoever you believe in, bestowed upon you the ability to do something, I don't see where it's written in any of the holy books that you cannot use that craft to sustain your life, to make money. Where is that written? I missed that passage. You know, I'm pretty sure we all have our gifts and we're supposed to use it to share with the world. Yes, but nobody said that we don't that we can't be compensated for it. You know, I'm not a monk. I'm not a nun. I'm a black chick in West Virginia that likes to eat and prefers a roof over her head. That's not cardboard with with four walls down by the riverbank. So yes, I am going to use the gifts that my creator gave me and that I have honed over the last 30 years and make a living for myself. And if you don't like that, then feel free to go give your stuff away down the street. Just stay away from me and don't ruin my gig. Anyway, I didn't know how I got on that rant. Oh yeah, click leaders. Every group has those ones that think that they're the boss of the whole thing. You know that what they say should be law. And I'm normally the spoiler that's in there going, no, homie, no, because there may only be one way to make a double crochet, but there's a million ways to combine them with other stitches and do what you want to do and make what you want to make. And you're not going to tell me otherwise because I've done it. And just because I've done it and you don't like it, I don't care. I just don't care. People are definitely goofy. Yeah. I saw someone who started the most beautiful mochila bag. I'm really thinking of starting one. Oh, I love doing that, but that is the one project that I would actually have to buy yarn for because I don't have enough cotton and the colors I want to do it in to do one. And since I'm on a strict no buy that I'm breaking just for Tony, I won't be making a big bag anyway. I could probably make a small bag now that I think about it. I have to thought. Okay, apparently I said something funny. The person with the biggest mouth wins always. That's why I win a lot. We all have a talent that we can use to make our way through life and in the world. Exactly. And no one has the right to come along and say, that's a creator given talent and you shouldn't make money off of it. I'm pretty sure that when I was bestowed this talent, it didn't come the caveat of, oh, but don't make any money with it. I didn't see that fine print. Oh, for the love of God. And don't charge three times the price of the yarn. If I see that one more time, I am going to scream and y'all will be able to hear it. Oh, whenever somebody comes on to one of those groups and it's like, oh, I'm thinking about selling these. How much should I sell it for? Sure enough, somebody come up three times the price of yarn. No, no, stop it. Not three times the price of the yarn. I mean, for instance, let's go back to these little guys I'm making here. Okay, this is, I don't know, maybe 10 yards, maybe. I'm not sure. I didn't measure it, and I didn't weigh the skein after I made this. The skein yarn that is, it's actually rainbow cotton from Hobie. I think I paid $10 for it, the ball. If I did three times the price of the yarn, I'm either going to have to charge $30 because I'm charging for the ball, and $30 is a little pricey for this, or I'm going to have to take however much of the ball I used and divide it to get a percentage, and then use that to figure out the price. And that's just more math than I want to do. So, no. In a case like that, I would probably, if I paid $10 for the yarn, I would probably part of my pricing for it would probably be $1 to $2 max. It takes me roughly half an hour to make it. I generally charge $10 an hour because that seems to be the maker's average minimum rate, which drives me crazy. I think it's gone up, but everything I'm still seeing is saying $10. So that would be $5. So even six. Eh, no, I'd probably charge five for these, but that would still be more than three times the price of the yarn because the yarn would only be like a fraction of $10. I'd only be selling it for like $1 or $2 in comparison to the five that I could probably get. That was bad. That's kind of a bad example because it was too small. But it's just that's too wonky because it depends on the yarn you're using. If you're doing that, then somebody who makes a blanket out of Red Heart Super Saver is way undercutting the price of someone who's using, say, Malabrigo. It doesn't take in the and this is my big thing. It doesn't take into consideration your labor. Your labor counts, and even if you're a fast crocheter, so your labor cost is lower, okay, you're still making it back up, and you're charging more than three times the price of the yarn because I just I know I am making no sense right now. I actually did a video as to why not to do three times the price of the yarn. If you want to go look at that, because I'm completely and totally muddling up my argument tonight. But don't do it. Is the bottom line. Just don't do it. The Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls I made that would almost work for each. They took a lot of yarn, but other things no. There are certain things where it almost does work. Um, if you can, it's still not going to take into the price of labor. But I get how people are saying that if they use the price of the yarn and the labor, it out prices them in their market. But that's their local market. There are people out there that are willing to actually pay the true value of something you've made. They just might not be in your local market. But if you're going to focus on your local market, I mean, the least you can do is throw in some for your labor. because it's just crazy not to. Um, like if you make queen size blankets and you're making them out of, I don't know, let's say Big Twist from Joanne, and you needed 12 skeins, that's roughly $72 in yarn. Um, and most people around here, and Josh is crazy, they don't want to charge more than $200 for a queen size Afghan. So, if you've got at least $72 in yarn, there's still room for labor in there. Well, if you do $72 worth of yarn and you do three times that, you're going to be over what I believe that people don't pay here anyway. So in some cases, it can work against you, but I just don't like it because it just doesn't take into account your labor, and most of the time you end up undercharging. But there are certain, I don't know how many skeins does a queen size blanket make. I don't make queen size blankets, so I'm sitting here guessing. But yeah, my argument about three times price of yarn right now is garbled. I know it's garbled. Just watch the video I did. I'm pretty clear in that video. Tonight I'm just like, huh? I just know I don't like it. I can't remember why. My brain is fried, guys. So I'm pretty incoherent right now, I think. But just don't charge three times the price of the yarn, because most of the time it's you're going to underprice yourself. Just like with anything else, there is a market somewhere for your product and asking price. Yeah, but a lot of people don't want to move out of their local market. They don't want to move they don't want to find their market. And if you're going to be successful at selling, you kind of have to do that. Um, I've been lucky that I've had a lot of local commissions from people who actually appreciate handcrafted items, and they don't blink when I give them an actual realistic price um, for what I make. And a couple of my clients, they're like, "You're undercharging," and I'm like, "No, I did the formula, and this is what came out there." They're like, "Nah, that's worth more." So I actually have a couple that I'll charge them an X amount, and then they'll pay that, but then they'll tip me some more because they're like, "You're undercharging." I'm like, "Okay, fine, thanks, whatever." But they're kind of rare around here. And I assume that they're rare in other places too. But your market, if you're really serious about selling, is out there. You just have to find them. You just have to just keep putting stuff out there and marketing to different places and to different people and in different places uh, areas. It's definitely it's a marathon, not a sprint. That's the best way to describe it. And Marquita, if you're still here, how's your shoulder? I'm getting congested. You can tell I'm coming up on an hour. I always get congested after coming when I'm coming up on an hour in this room. I don't understand it. It's just weird. And my coffee's even colder. Good thing I like iced coffee. Started out hot. Well, considering I haven't done anything with it for months, the fact that it still exists is impressive. I really need to get back in. I haven't done any marketing whatsoever. I preach a good game, but I practice a lousy one. Um, I really do need to upload more stuff and do more engagement and sharing, and I don't know. I'm just trying to find the time to do all that. And it's not something I like doing, to be honest. Like, I love doing lives. I love making videos. I do not like doing marketing stuff, especially for myself. So I'm bad at it. Oh no, that's not true. I'm good at it when I do it. I'm bad at actually getting around to doing it, but I need to because if this is going to be my business, then I really kind of need to market my business. I know, novel concept, right? Kita says she's icing her shoulder right now. You're welcome. I try not to complain about the pain, but it hurts off and on throughout the day. Therapy is going well. I'm slowly gaining mobility. Yeah, rotator cuff injuries are hard injuries to rehab. I ripped mine. I want to say 2 years ago, and it took. I avoided surgery, but sometimes I kind of wish I would have had the surgery because I think my recovery might have been shorter. But on the flip side, I didn't really want to go through the hassle of the surgery and the even more immobilization than I was already going through, plus stitches and all the other, um, plus the surgery itself. But anyway, all that to say that it's pretty much healed now, but it still has its twinges, like when the weather changes, or if I move my arm the wrong way or move it too quickly. It's still like, hey, don't forget. So I feel for you, and I hope that your recovery is smoother and is quicker than mine was. I'm sure you'll be fine. So is anybody using Etsy anymore? Because I pretty much shut down my Etsy page because the fees were ridiculous, and I really wasn't seeing any results. And all of my stuff was buried, and with their rules of you must respond to people within a certain amount of time, or we're going to knock points off, or whatever it is they're doing. That's the star rating. I got tired of playing that game. It's just a stupid game. So when I do go back to marketing, it's going to be coffee and pretty much that. I'm still on Instagram, and I'm probably going to pick up on TikTok some more. I bought you buy on Etsy often patterns. Uh, Patterns aren't so bad, and the fact that you still have to pay for uploading the photos to go with the pattern. I think it's a little ridiculous that I actually have to pay you for something that you're not even going to have to touch or have anything to do with. I think you made the right call for going surgery. I'm so glad you've mostly healed. People have been giving me horror stories. You're the first person to give me hope. Yeah, I mean, you recover. It just takes a while. You know, I mean, if pitchers can recover from rotator cuff tears, surely those of us that are holding crochet hooks or doing normal regular activities can recover too. The horror stories, I don't know. Maybe it's just people who tried to do too much too soon. But I was just like, if it hurt, I stopped. You know, other than therapy, which of course you have to like power through some of that pain. But if I was at home doing like regular mundane things, if I thought I was like doing too much, I would just stop doing it and ice it and chill. A lot of people don't do that though. A lot of people will like ignore that, and then they end up prolonging their healing or re-injuring themselves. Okay, this says no, I don't sell on Etsy and never will again. The fees were outrageous. Yeah, I mean the fees are crazy. I mean, I think I had like at one point like 25 items, and they were like charging me like $5 or $6 to list them, and then if I sold, they were taking a percentage of that. It just got ridiculous. So where else do you guys sell then? I mean, like I said, I'm going to market and sell off of coffee, and I'm probably going to. I'm looking at. Uh, I'm going to start marketing again on TikTok, and of course, TikTok now has their uh, shop, so I might look into that. I don't know what the parameters are to qualify for a shop on TikTok, but I might into that. I've never really been huge in Instagram. I'll probably still post it periodically, but I've never really used it a whole lot. And I also don't know what I'm doing on Threads or if it's worth doing anything with it all. I tried to buy designer patterns on their business website, but I have mainly purchased on Ravelry. Yeah, I probably should actually relaunch my site, but I don't have time to create a website. So I'm only going to find somebody that can do it for me. Yeah, all my patterns are on Ravelry too. I keep forgetting about that. But yeah, they're up there. At least most of them. I don't know if all of them are up there. I think most of them are though. I'd have to look. I'm just so out of the loop that I'm just finally getting back into like looking into all this. Um, so I'm almost starting from scratch. Well, that's what happens when you have to put everything on hold because you're trying to finish school. But that's over now. So hooray, 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 hooray! No, literally, hooray, 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 hooray! I'm done. I finished Tuesday. So woohoo! Yesterday. So I have one more degree under my belt. Now I can just figure out what I'm going to do with it. Preferably before I have to start paying for it. So because I haven't sold anything in a while, so I'm not quite sure what is a good platform. Yeah, I don't either. Your chat's uploading slowly. Yeah, my chat is kind of creeping along too. I've got a definite delay. Well, thank you, VJ. I'm glad it's over. That was a long 2.5 years. Um, but yes, I will have a nice little brand new uh, degree to show off in a nice little handy dandy folder. So yeah, I'm sure I'll probably show it to you when I get it. Probably it'll probably not be till like next month sometime, maybe October. I don't know. I have noticed that there is a huge trend of knitters learning to crochet, and they tend to look on Ravelry first. Is what you've noticed, but also Etsy. So now knitters are trying to learn to crochet. That's the new thing now. I thought, yeah. So yeah, I thought that knitting was the cool one, and crochet was the awkward cousin. But see, now that crochet is trending, now knitters are trying to learn to crochet. Interesting. Thank you, Marquita. Yes, and it's hilarious that they find it hard. uh, well, as someone who barely knits, but is I'd say I'm an intermediate to advanced crocheter. I can see how knitters find crochet hard. I mean, I knitting isn't hard. It's I don't know how to describe it. The techniques of knitting aren't hard to me. Performing the tasks take a while to like learn to get your muscle memory to do them. But once you've got that, knitting is okay. But I can see how if you're a knitter trying to go from that to crochet, trying to make all of those different loops and knots with one hook could be confusing because yarn over and hold. You have to yarn over and hold yarn on the hook, and then yarn over again, and then stick the hook in into a stitch, and not lose any of the yarn overs, and then yarn over again and pull a couple of them through, but not all of them. Yeah, yeah, I can see how knitters have a hard time. Like I can see how okay, a single crochet you could probably figure it out. Half double might give you some fits because it's you have to pull through all of those loops. Um, front post and back post, like yes, you have to wrap around and yarn over and pull it up, and yeah, I can see how they find it hard because we're used to doing it, so we don't think about it. But if you really stop to think about some of the stitches that we do as crocheters, they're a little weird. I mean, you're literally, I mean, and I'm demonstrating this like y'all don't know how to do this, but just because. Okay, you have to put the hook. First, you have to put the hook in a loop. And then you gotta figure out how to hold this with your hand somehow, however it's comfortable for you. And then let's say, okay, I don't know, I pull through and I'm turning just because. And let's say I'm doing a half double. Oh wait, I'm dropping it. Y'all gonna let me drop a stitch? Really? So I'm yarning over and I'm putting it in a loop and I'm pulling this up, and now I got to go through what's a half double crochet. So I'm gonna have to pull through all three of them, and then I got to turn. So I got to chain one, and I got to turn it. And then I got to find where I'm supposed to put the hook again. So I'm yarning over, and let's say I'm going to do a double crochet this time. So I'm pulling up another loop, and then I have to go through two of the three that are on there, and then I got to like yarn over, and I got to go through two more. I could see how if you're first learning to crochet, that would be like, you want me to put what, where, and do what? So I get it. I truly get how they're having a hard time with it because, you know, like I said, we're used to it, but there are some weird concepts to it. Many of the YouTube knitting podcasts that I watch, some of the pattern, right? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Then when you get into having to read patterns, it's like, what? You have to learn the lingo, and you have to first figure out whether it's UK or English terms. Um, you know, you want me to SL into one STST, then YO and FPDP in the NXTSTS? What? So yeah, I get it. I get how it can be hard because we don't have our own lingo. So more power to them. The more people that learn to crochet, the better. You know, keep the craft alive. But I am amused by knitters having to learn to crochet or wanting to learn to crochet. That's amusing. I'm happy for it, but I'm amused. And I know I think what I just said needs to be a T-shirt. I'm gonna have to make a T-shirt and sell that one because that's just funny. People were like, "What does your T-shirt say?" Oh, it's crochet. You wouldn't understand. Matter of fact, that could be the tagline for the shirt. It's crochet. You wouldn't understand, or only crocheters get this, or something like that. If I find a pattern on the blog, I also watch the tutorial to see what they're saying. It's not if it's not from a crochet. I agree. I do too. It's like, okay, I'm reading the pattern. I understand the pattern. Now let's make sure that what the pattern says is what I'm really supposed to be doing. Let's watch the video, because there have been more than once that the pattern said one thing and I did something else completely different in the video, and it's like, okay, I'm gonna go by what the video says, not the pattern says, but you might want to like go back and fix that. And I mean, I've had that happen, in my own patterns. I know what I want to say and I don't convey it well. And then when I did the video, you can see what I was trying to do and it doesn't match with what I wrote. It's one of the, it just, comes with the territory, which is why you always want to have somebody else read your pattern. And there's still so many crochet designers that don't do videos. You don't have to do a full video, but I think doing like the first couple of lines of a video of a pattern, if it's like a two or three row repeat, wouldn't kill you. It wouldn't kill you to do a swatch so people could see how they're supposed to do it. But a lot of people don't want to do that. A lot of people don't want to appear. I don't want to be on screen. You don't have to be on screen. Just show your hands. 2/3 of the videos I watch, I don't think I could point out the crocheters in a lineup if I had to, unless I saw their hands. Oh, those are so and so's hands. Oh, those are so. But their faces, I don't know, because most of them don't appear on screen. And I get it. There are times when I don't want to be on screen. I just want to like do the tutorial and keep it pushing. But like I'll normally like come on and say hi. This is what we're working on, and then I switch over, and you see my hands and the things I'm working with. Which reminds me, how many of y'all are like the pause feature on StreamYard now when you record videos? I got so excited when I saw that. I was like, oh my goodness, that is a game changer, because now I can do my intro, pause, reset my camera to point to my hands, and I don't have to do a whole bunch of editing to do it. I don't have to like edit it and make sure there isn't some stupid weird like pause or gap. I can literally just pause the video. I'm so excited about that. And I thought for sure when I read it, I'm like, this is going to be a paid, a premium thing, and I'm going to have to like pay for StreamYard, because I was going to pay for StreamYard for that. But no, it's with the free version too. So that's exciting. Remember that pattern I sent you that started with "Firstly, we will." I knew I was in trouble. Oh God, yes. Firstly, first of all, if you're gonna say "firstly," you're not gonna say "will." You're gonna say "shall." Okay. Firstly, we shall. You're not gonna say "firstly, we will." What? No. Either be completely pretentious or drop it completely. Don't meddle between the two. I was picturing pause, not pause when you said that. No, not pause. Like pause as in the little lines where you click and you stop recording periodic, uh, momentarily. Pause. How would pause help me? Is there a dog in the background that's going to edit my videos from now on? I don't understand. Me either, but this might actually help me do it because one of the big pains for me making videos was doing an intro and an outro and having like splice all that together. I hate to edit. Okay, absolutely positively detest editing. So if I can pause and set things up, and then I don't have to like put in some weird transition or like there's like some weird like I'm doing something weird at the beginning or the end of when I leave to reset my camera and come back, I'm all for it. That just makes my day. That makes me so happy. I can't describe to you how happy that makes me. So that might be what I need to go back to making videos. Reason number 100 why I don't want to do a YouTube channel. Oh, it's fun. It's a lot of work, but it is fun. Even though I hate editing, it's still fun having a YouTube channel. You know, it's never boring. It's pretty much always something to talk about. It's always something to do. Always something to show off. Um, Although I do think my next video, you guys never did answer my question when I asked this last week. Do you guys want to see me go through my whips and decide which I should keep and which I should like frog and save your arm for another project? So I really think I am going to do that video. I just think it might be interesting for me to like open up these whip bags of projects that I haven't looked at in some of them a couple of years and see what they were. See if I even remember what they were supposed to be. That just I'm amused by that idea, and I have a lot of them, a little too many of them. It's kind of sad. Okay, Catherine seems to think it's a good idea. All right. So that's probably going to be the next video I do. I also have a couple of tutorials I'm working on. Um, my Vestember Mal might end up becoming a tutorial because I'm actually kind of liking how it's turning out. I'm changing the format a little bit from what I was originally going to do, but I'm really, really, really liking what I think the result's going to be. But so many granny squares. Oh dear God, what have I done, Marquita? What have you done to me? Got me up here making 15 million granny squares. Oh, here comes VJ with her. Do a couple of bags on each live. That's not a bad idea, I guess. I don't think I have any nearby for me to open up right now. I don't think. Oh no, I know. Anyway, oh wow, we've been on here for almost an hour and 20 minutes. So I might do a couple of back. I have so many of them. I could actually do a couple on my lives and still have enough for a video. I have a ridiculous amount of whips. You guys don't understand. It's ridiculous how many whips I have. And most of them I didn't even mark anything. A couple of them actually shows that this is the hook I was using. This is the yarn. This is what the yarn is. This is the hook I was using. And I think on a couple of them I did write that this was supposed to be a shawl, but for the most part it's just yarn in a bag. That's it. And I've got them in project bags. I've got them in Ziploc bags. I've got them in Walmart bags. I have them in Kroger bags. It's embarrassing the number of whips I have. I may pull them all out and take a picture just because it's just ridiculous. But yeah, I may. Okay. Well, I'll decide whether I'm going to do a full video or if I'm going to like open them up on live. I may open them up on live just for fun. We'll see. Don't designers always have a lot of whips because of the territory? Yeah, I'm not even thinking about those though. I'm not even thinking about my failed ideas where I was like, nah, don't like it. I have a couple of those, but the majority of them were actually things that I was actually going to make, and just for whatever reason didn't make them. Like I guarantee, somewhere in that pile is going to be the Afghan that I've been making for my daughter for the last 4 years. I really should probably make that, especially now. Maybe I'll make it as and give it to her as a housewarming gift since she has a house now. That's not a bad idea. If you open them on your lives, we can discuss them. Okay, yeah. I'll put it to a vote. Should I keep working on it? Should I frog it? And you guys can let me know what you think. That's not a bad idea. Okay, VJ, I'll keep you around because you come up with some good ideas, so I have to keep you around. Thank you. All right. Well, apparently my sinuses are insisting on clogging increasingly, so I think I'm going to go and blow my nose and blow my nose to start with, and then probably go back to working on something. So, all right, we'll just assume that next week I'm going to open up a couple of whips and we can discuss them as part of the live. Tell your friends, tell your neighbors. I don't know what it'll be, what yarn it'll be, what condition it'll be in. I have no idea because I'm going to open it blind. So you may get some weird surprises. I may get freaked out. We won't know until we know. But thank you guys for being here. If you haven't hit the like button, could you please do that on your way out? I'd appreciate it. Only any of you are new here, but if you are and you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider it. I'm going to start doing content, especially now that StreamYard is making it so much easier for me. And if you're subscribed and you hit the bell icon, you'll know when I upload a video. And I do go live every Wednesday. Oh, that reminds me, I forgot. I said I was going to start a second channel? I'm not. This channel started out as Unapologetically Mocha. I was doing commentary on things in life, and I was doing the commentary while I was crafting, and I don't see any reason why I can't continue doing that. I'm sure there's probably going to be some people that aren't going to agree with some of my opinions, but you know what? Okay, don't agree. That's fine. Um, would possibly cost me some subscribers? Maybe. But the bottom line is the whole point of this channel was for me to be my unapologetic, authentic self, to share my opinions on what I feel like sharing, and building a tribe of people. And no, my entire tribe does not have to agree with me. You know, we just have things in common, and we vibe on those things. So if I do a commentary that you don't agree with, just don't watch the video, or feel free to say you didn't like my opinion and tell me why. We can have a discussion about it. I'm fine with that. So yeah, plus I just don't have time to start a new video, start a new channel, and grow it. It just that just seems too much like a ridiculous amount of work. Plus, the organization I'm going to start, I don't want to have to have a whole new channel for that when crafting and stuff is going to be part of. I'm looking embarrassing because my nose is starting to run. Good grief! It's going to be part of that. Crafting is going to be part of the organization structure. So having everything on one channel just makes more sense. And if, like I said, if it costs me subscribers, then maybe later on I'll reevaluate. But I don't think it will, because I really think that one of the reasons you guys watch me is because you kind of like that I am unapologetic and I am authentic, and I'm a definite WYSIWYG, which is what you get kind of person. And I don't see any point in changing that. And I kind of feel like starting a second channel just so I can share those opinions is doing that. And no, no, you either appreciate me for me and feel comfortable enough to disagree with something that I might feel strongly about that you disagree with, and trust me enough that you can tell me that, and I'm not going to like hate you or go off on you or block you or something stupid. I want to hope that my subscribers, that's how they feel about me. So I'm going to go ahead and just do it all on one channel, and we'll see what happens. I may blow up my channel. I mean, as far as like, well, I may blow up my channel. I might either blow up my channel and make it bigger, or I may blow up my channel and it crashes and burns. We shall see. But anyway, I just wanted to share that because I know some of you have been asking me when I was going to launch a second channel. There is a second channel. It's all going to be Mocha Crochets and Crafts. I might add the unapologetically Mocha part and just, I don't know. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to change the name of the channel or not. I might just leave the channel name and then like have like a section where it says Mocha's unapologetic rants or something. I don't know. Um, or Mocha's unapologetic commentary, something like that, maybe. So that, you know, if people don't want to watch my commentary videos, they'll know that's what that is, and they can ignore it, and then just watch my craft videos and my lives and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm just doing one channel. That's it. Anyway, just wanted to let you guys know that, and I am going to actually start doing the Monday management ones too. But again, that's probably going to be in a couple of weeks. So anyway, all that being said, again, thanks for being here. Yeah, I may need a Vicks vaporizer in my space. That's not a bad idea. Thanks for being here. I will probably see you in the YouTube streets. If not, I'll see you back here this time next week, and we'll do a couple of live openings of whips and see what happens. Anyway, have a great rest of your week, and I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.